Hello, everyone, and welcome to the weekly webinar series of Care. As we celebrate Mother's Day, we are delighted to present a special topic, healthy habits for busy moms, tips to improve nutrition, exercise, and sleep. I'm Kalyani Sirisha, your host and moderator for today's discussion. Before we get started, I want to let you know that we are broadcasting this webinar live on LinkedIn. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the Q&A section of this webinar or in the comment section on LinkedIn. I'm delighted to have you all here as we explore together the strategies to enhance the overall well-being. Before we dive into the topic, I'd like to mention that this webinar is not only relevant to moms, but to everyone who wishes to support their loved ones in maintaining good health. So whether you're a spouse, sibling, friend, or a family member, we encourage you to actively engage in this session and share the knowledge gained with those around you. Today, we have our esteemed speaker, Kaushik Agoni, CEO of Wholesome Eaton, a health and wellness company delivering personalized nutrition solutions. Welcome, Mr. Kaushik.
Hi. Thank you, Sirisha, and hello, everyone.
With his extensive expertise in the nutrition and wellness field, Kaushik brings valuable insights that will help us understand the importance of healthy habits and how we can incorporate them into our lives. Throughout the webinar, we will address key challenges faced by individuals in maintaining healthy habits, discuss dietary guidelines, explore practical ways to incorporate exercise into our busy schedules, highlight some strategies to improve sleep quality, and provide actionable steps to build healthier habits for the long term. I'd like to thank all the respondents who have shared the valuable inputs for this webinar. Your suggestions and feedback have helped us tailor the questions and structure the webinar to better suit the needs of our audience. We greatly appreciate your contribution and hope that insights shared today will be valuable to you as well. Now, without further ado, let's jump into our first question. Kaushik?
Yeah, of course.
Let's start it. Yeah. So the first question for you is, what are some of the biggest challenges that you see moms are facing when it comes to maintaining healthy habits, and what advice or strategies would you recommend to help them overcoming these challenges?
Okay. So first off, hi everyone, and thank you for having me here today. And challenges that moms face that I see on a regular basis. So I think the biggest challenge moms face is finding time. So they have many commitments. They have commitments at work. They have commitments at home. They have family to feed. So with this, thoughts about eating healthy food, getting some exercise done, these just going to the back burner. There is a very simple way to tackle this. Just set realistic goals. So it's very hard to change everything at once. You just need to take it step by step. And the biggest advice that I see has been successful for people is cultivating habits. I'll give you a simple example. Let's say we set New Year resolutions every year, and then we leave them on third day. On the other hand, we do not forget brushing or taking bath every single day. Those things take time as well, roughly 20 to 30 minutes, but we do them anyways, simply because they're habits and our minds do not need any effort to go through the whole charade. They're just ingrained. Just like that, make habits, small habits, and then build from there. And another big one would be making it easy for yourself. Whatever you do, let's say if you don't have time to cook, accept it and order the food. Let's say repeatedly you're not able to cook every meal every day, 3 times a day, then prep things in advance. It's fine to keep things in refrigerator, Just prep things in advance and do what's practical to you. And find like-minded people. That helps a lot. Finding a community, talking to like-minded people, it brings amazing insights into your routine. So that's a huge help. That can be a huge help. And this is the biggest one. Don't be afraid to ask for help, whether that is your spouse, that is your mother-in-law, whoever that is, whether that's your kids. Just ask for help. Engage them in all these activities. You're doing so much for all of them. Just take help. Okay.
Yeah, so true. Just to reiterate what you mentioned, for solutions for the habit making: first, setting up the realistic goals. Second is cultivating small habits. Yeah. When you say, as you told, New Year goals just fizzle out because we take very big targets for ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
And prepping up for the entire week, having a schedule or getting your raw vegetables cut and ready. Yes. And having a like-minded community and asking for help. Yes. Usually moms feel that, yeah, we should do everything at once. Like everything is our responsibility, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
this,
Moms already do a lot,
yeah,
but they should know that they are humans as well.
super moms. Moms
Yeah.
are not just
Yep.
moms.
Yep.
Okay. So the next question we have for you is, from your professional perspective, what are the some of the dietary guidelines that moms should keep in mind to ensure that they and their families are eating a healthy and balanced diet? Because in your previous one, you said it is okay to put things in refrigerator. But as per the nutrition aspect of it, as a nutritionist, I would say you would have suggested to people not to put things in refrigerator because it loses its, the essence. So how do you think that balance could be stricken?
Okay. So first, I'll break a myth, and then I'll answer your question of, what are the key dietary guidelines. So refrigeration is amazing. Refrigeration is one of the best things humankind was able to achieve. What happens in refrigeration is you just freeze the water inside your food. So the temperature, let's say you're putting it in a refrigerator, then you're taking it to 2, 3 degrees, sometimes 0 degrees. So that just essentially freezes the water. So when the water is frozen, the microbes cannot grow and sustain in that environment. So essentially, you are delaying the food spoilage. Obviously, you can't eat a month-old stale food from refrigerator, but whether it's for a day or 2 days, it's fine. What's even better is a freezer puts the temperature way below zero, somewhere around -13 to -17 centigrade, the modern ones. And what that does is it almost takes out all the water or freezes it, completely freezes it. So the bacterial doubling time or bacterial growth time essentially delays a lot. So that way the food lasts for 7 to 10 days. Generically speaking, it differs from food to food, but it lasts longer. And in parallel, it does kill a lot of nutrition. There is give and take. You lose some benefits, but it retains a lot of nutrition, especially the vitamins and mineral parts. So when unless you reheat it way too much, if you reheat it to normal temperature, most of the nutrition is intact. So refrigeration is good. You just need to know the rights and wrongs, like any other science practice. Use it. It can be your next superpower. And coming to the key dietary guidelines. So biggest thing I see here is moms start their day and then they are running around, they go to work, come back, and they're exhausted. That's typical dip in the metabolism. And sometimes it can happen during the midday, just depending on the climate, uh, how much sleep you had yesterday, a lot of other things. So for that, the easiest, biggest solution is eating plenty of fruits and vegetables. So what happens here is both fruits and vegetables have a lot of vitamins, minerals, and fiber. So these components are just like taking a metabolism shot. It's like having an energy drink. It's like having coffee. They have the same effect, but just in a much more healthier way. So whenever you are low in energy, just pick up a fruit and yeah, have plenty of fruits and vegetables. That's primary. Other than that, the advice is pretty standard. You need to choose more whole grains or refined grains because it has a lot of fiber and protein. You need to include lean protein in your diet so that, as you age, the muscle mass is retained and there is proper repair happening. You need to limit unhealthy fats, fried foods, simply because the oil doesn't contain your omega 3s and omega 6s anymore. And, you need to choose healthy fats as well. The flip side, nuts, seeds, in general, less refined oil in anything helps. And yeah, limit added sugars in cereals, added sugars in sweets. You just need to limit them because they're empty calories and you're getting nothing but sugar out of them. No nutrition, especially. And drink plenty of water and drink it more frequently. It can take 2 or 3 sessions to just explain the importance of water. It's very important.
Okay. So when you say plenty of water, what quantifies? Because moms are the ones I know who drink the least. So what is a bare minimum that a person should consume?
So the very standard recommendation is at least your 2 liters per day.
Okay.
And that's split out in a frequency of 8 intervals, 250 ml at a time. That's your typical glass.
Okay.
The simple reason is we keep dehydrating with time. Be it the day temperature, be it the daily activities, body keeps consuming water and it keeps shedding out in terms of sweat, other excreta, etc. But you need to keep replenishing it. Most of the time, after effects of dehydration are not shown right away, but it'll turn into long-term conditions like, some people develop migraines, some people develop joint pains. These can be avoided if you space out your water consumption and if you drink enough of it. Just use one of those smartwatches. They keep reminding you, just use one of those apps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not just important to consume 2 to 3 liters audience. So having it timed out, the interval is also very much important.
Definitely. Yeah.
So the next question is, exercise is also an important aspect of maintaining overall health and well-being, but it can be difficult for moms to fit exercise into their busy schedules. Can you suggest some practical ways that moms can incorporate physical activity into their daily routines?
Of course, this is a huge one. So I'll start with some general gyan. So the term exercise was never around for centuries. It just came recently. Maybe the past decade, the rise has been phenomenal, only because we sit all day. So exercise is nothing but physical activity that you do for your daily sustenance. Everything counts as exercise. Let's say you want to get milk and you're walking to a local shop, that's exercise. Uh, you're parking your car farther in the parking space and then walking to the office, counts as exercise. Taking stairs, it's exercise. Playing with your toddler, amazing exercise. So CDC, Center for Disease Control and Prevention, they have a general recommendation of either 75-minute vigorous physical activity or 150-minute moderate activity per week. But the latter is more practical, in my opinion. Vigorous activity is just forcing things. And when it comes to exercise, keep things very, very simple. Growing up, you might have been good at riding bicycle. Parents might have told you to go bring stuff from shops like 10 times in a day. Maybe you just enjoy long walks, whatever that is. Or, if nothing works out, just involve the entire family into this whole play thing. Just do activities with the family. Just do anything where movement is involved. And in general, it's very good to stay active. Staying active essentially keeps the blood circulation going. And when there is blood circulation, oxygen supply is good, carbon dioxide is taken out, energy is well distributed. And in general, you're maintaining an excellent metabolism throughout the day. It also helps with amazing sleep. So if you are a fitness buff and you are willing to join a gym, amazing, go ahead. But in general, make it a practice to, walk more often, maybe work in focus sessions, 25 minutes work and 5 minutes break. And during that break, just step away from the desk, walk, come back. Just involve physical activity. Just don't stay idle for 4 hours, 5 hours. Okay. And keep it practical. Do what's easy for you. And if you're not adventurous, just do what's familiar for you.
Yeah, that's really valuable because I think even WHO has recognized the new disease. Sitting is the new smoking.
That's very true. Yeah.
So yeah, so we have to get going. Okay. So let's get to the next question. So the next thing about is that we covered the food aspect, we have covered the exercise, but for many moms, I see sleep is a very another crucial factor in maintaining good health. But they struggle to get enough sleep due to the demands of the daily lives. What are some strategies that mom can use to improve this sleep quality, quantity, and even when they have limited time for rest?
Great question. Very personal question. Very personal because, you know, when you're a CEO, there's so much to do. And the days I miss my sleep, I get very little done. And the days I sleep the best, best insights come out, best stuff gets done. So sleep again is a hugely important subject. And when it comes to sleep tips, there are few hacks that can really help you out. Number one would be maintaining a schedule. Try to go to bed at the same time every day. Your body automatically pushes you to wake up around the same time every day. And make sure the time is not too late. Of course, people with night shifts, they have no other go. But try to space out that 8 hours. Just pick a slot and try to maintain a habit, even on weekends. And the biggest thing you can do for yourself is if possible, get away from the screens 2 hours before sleep. If not, at least 1 hour. Do that by just having conversation with your families, catching up the daily events, whatever that is, because we all forget to put the blue light filters. And even if we put that, eyes are very sensitive to light and they get activated very quickly. Also, if possible, try to keep the amber color lights around you during the night. That really keeps you away from activating all the cones, the cells in the eye that detect color. And yeah, bedroom, try to keep it cool, try to keep it quiet, try to keep it dark. One recent tip that I implemented and it's working really well is we recently moved into a new home and we painted one of the walls just chocolatey dark color, and the other walls they're just a dull white. So that way, soon after sunset, there is just no white reflection in the room at all. So the room is naturally dark, and when you turn off the lights, it's pitch dark. And I'm getting amazing sleep with that. So yeah, that's an amazing hack that you all can try. It's proven. And yeah, alcohol and caffeine are the biggest enemies. Just stay away from them. At least few hours before sleep. The general recommendation is not to have any coffee after 2 p.m. in the afternoon. But yeah, if you have a habit, try to tone it down, try to consume less. If you can, stay away. And yeah, these are typical. If you're having good food and if you're having decent activity, you can tell you are yawning by 9. So those things matter. Take care of the other two, and this will set itself right.
So, but Kaushik, like every home has something called the bed lamp, right? So you suggest not having that as well?
So bed lamp is the biggest oxymoron. Yeah, you should not have a lamp. And people, yeah, I mean, the awareness about sleep wasn't around when the bed lamps came out, but now they're doing a different set of lamps that are, more at your feet level. You won't see them, but when you try to get up, if you're trying to go to bathroom, only then you'll see the floor, just the floor. And they also have some sort of shed, the roof over the lamp that comes down, so the light is not upwards. So yeah, implement something like that. Yeah, bed lamps are a big no. Don't do it. Yeah.
And you said 8 hours of sleep, and 8 hours is a luxury for many. I think 8 hours is the upper limit. So, what is the threshold or the minimum?
8 hours is what you should aim for. Totally. Worst case 7. Don't go below that. If you go below that, you'll see the after effects. And of course, my advice doesn't matter. People do it anyways. What I'm trying to say is 8 is when you go through all your sleep cycles. So there is REM sleep, deep sleep, light sleep. So 8 is needed for that scientific reason. And just saying, by any chance, if you're up because something is bugging you, sleep is the best way to tackle that. If you sleep and wake up, solving the problem will be very easy. So yeah, consider it.
7 to 8 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
No compromise on that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like any actionable steps that we can now list. Yeah, okay, ABC. These are the things that you have to do, and so that they can start building their healthier habits and make positive changes, and how they can stay motivated in a long term. If you can give
Amazing.
actionable items for our audience.
So actionable items totally depend on person to person. Some might be doing very good with the sleep, but they might not be eating well, vice versa. So for me, I'll keep them as generic as I can, but at the same time actionable. So first one, whatever your lifestyle is, try to reflect on that and see where the gaps are. In general, wellness is for long term. So you need to do this periodically. Just reflect on how life is going, where you're not taking self-care, identify the gaps. Once you have the gaps in front of you, that's when you start taking action. Set small, achievable goals. When I say small and achievable, I reinforce the habit formation part. Whatever goals you set for yourself, they should become your habits. The same 21 days to get a habit completely ingrained. Everything applies here. Keep it small so that you can do it every day, and then do it every day. Stick to it. Whether that is adding an extra half hour to your sleep schedule, whether that is eating one portion of fruit a day, however small, just make it a habit, and then you won't lose it. The benefit is for life. Second, make it easy for yourself. Whatever you do, it has to be easy. Only then it is sustainable. Again, I'll take the meal prep example. So if you can't prep meals every single day, 3 times a day, then do it in batches. Maybe once a day in the evening, or maybe thrice a week. If things are getting out of hand, there are many healthy options coming out in the form of meal deliveries as well. Yeah, opt one. And yeah, keep in mind that your husband or kids don't have to eat the freshest, hottest chapati every night. They simply don't have to if it's too difficult for you. At the same time, teach them these skills, just make them part of this journey, share the work. That way, they are with you. They know how difficult it is for you to handle all this, and they become better citizens. Okay, they have more empathy towards the moms in general. That's just better society. And the next one is finding a support system. If you are going through something, find like-minded people. You will definitely come across practical solutions that they implement. Just copy paste, and let them do the same as well. You might get something really practical. Let them copy paste. And finally, please ask for help. Please involve everyone. Yeah, supermom is the default level. Don't try to go beyond that. Okay, seek help. Share what you're going through. Ask people to join in the journey, whether that is to work out together, whether that is to cook together, whatever it is. Just seek help.
Thank you so much, Kaushik. Those are very valuable insights, especially the community, the group. When you are down, there's somebody else to pull you up. So being a part of a group or a community is really, really helpful for a long-term, sustain things. Because many of the responses that we got is we don't have access to healthy foods, or we cannot balance a work and life. Yeah. So maybe for all of that, it's what you're told. Don't be hard on yourself. It's okay
Yeah.
to cook in batches as well.
Yes.
And
Yes. And
taking
of
those
course,
steps.
take help of the technology. There are many apps out there.
Yeah,
There are many resources out there. Yeah, just pick a good one and stick with it.
absolutely, absolutely. So really thank you for the wonderful session. And I think we have come to a closure. That was more of the questions that we had from the respondents. So thank you so much. Thank you everyone for joining this special Mother's Day webinar on healthy habits for busy moms. We hope that the insights shared by our speaker, Mr. Kaushik Egoni, have been very valuable to you in achieving your health and wellness goals. Kaushik has been a contributor to the Ecan Care blog as well. There are a lot of nutrition tips and tricks that he has shared in the previous one also. So you can log on to www.ecancare.com/blog, where you can find the more tips that you want to ask, that you want to have the answers for your questions, or you can drop us an email at support@ecancare.com. We'll be very happy to help you if you have any questions. Thank you all for joining. And as reiterating as we wrap up, we like to remind you that building healthy habits is a journey, and it takes time, effort, and consistency. We encourage you to take the actionable steps discussed today and make them part of your daily routine. Remember to also support and encourage the moms in your life to prioritize their health and well-being. Thank you so much, Kaushik, for joining us and sharing your valuable insights. We hope you enjoyed the webinar and looking forward to many more webinars. Thank you
Very
all.
much, very much. Thank you. And all that Sirisha said, plus happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, everyone. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.